Alright, so this is the workflow video. Now, depending on how much you want to write, which you can write a blog every day or once a week, hell, once a month. It's all up to you, but this is the workflow. So I went ahead and stripped all the colors and made it back to normal, as you can see. So now let's jump to your home page. Alright, so here we are. You got your main image right here. You got your category boxes, let's say, your story boxes. And now we go to the bottom, they got a subscribe newsletter, which I will talk about after we get down to business. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to your folder. Now I have one ready with extra templates, so you can go ahead and just copy your single blog into here. So therefore you have your pages ready to go. So therefore you don't have to really do too much changing them. So you want to open your index in your text editor. I already have mine open. So let's go ahead and jump on this. So we talked about all this meta stuff. Again, talked about the title, talked about the image, and we talked about CSS, which is our styling. And this is one way of styling it also. But the same thing goes as the other one. You simply find the name of your tag and then just go ahead and change whatever you like to change about it. So I'm going to scroll past all this, and as you can see, there's a lot of code in here. This is all for styling and a mobile also. So let's just keep scrolling down. Now we are at your menu right here, which is the green button on top. So if you hover over, you got your home, about, and contact. Now the reason we have two of them is one's for mobile, as I put right here, and the other one is for full-on desktop, as we showed you right now. So you scroll down, we got your categories, which will be located right at the bottom. And if you see it, you scroll, it still stays fixed. Now maybe on yours it might be shifted up depending on how big your desktop is and your screen, but just using the CSS, you can be able to move that around and push it down or up. But if it's right there at the bottom as it is on mine, then you are good. So we're gonna go ahead and scroll down. We talked about images. Scroll a little bit more, and now here we are. So we are in the square. So this is basically where you're gonna put your stories at after you write it. So for starters, I'm gonna go ahead and use those comment tags. Explanation. So I'm gonna comment this out so I only have one box to show. And then right after the last one, dash dash, greater than. So save it. Let's see where we are. Alright, so now we got our one box. So basically you can get a good picture right when they come. They're gonna see this, your article or whatever you like to write right here. They're gonna click it and then get sent to the full article. So this is going to be a quick demonstration. So what I want to do, let's say I want to find a story about technology. Alright, let's see. Let's go Tech News CNN. And like I said, you're probably going to want to write your own, but if you just feel like you need to copy and paste, stories, and as you can see, they have it in the same fashion. So I click on one. And what's a good story? I guess we'll put this, addicted to smartphones. Here's why. So basically, like I said, you will most likely type your own. I'm gonna just go ahead and just copy and paste. So I'm gonna just grab a nice chunk. If this page will let me load. Alright, yeah, I guess we can just grab this piece right here. We'll go ahead and copy that. Now, since I have my one regular page open, I'm gonna go ahead and go go to my extra templates and just grab one and just change the name to, what was that title again? Smartphone addiction. So I'll just put that. That's fine. So you go ahead, get your page you want to use, you right click, go down to rename, and smartphone addiction. Just put that. Oops, too many D's in there. Now, when you first say you're in your text editor and you just put file new, obviously it's going to be blank, but you can do it this way too and just go ahead and copy and paste all this into your new one and then save it as what you want to save it as. But when you save as, you want to make sure you add the extension. So if I put smartphone addiction, now you have to save it as .html, and that's going to tell the browser that this is a web page. So if you check right here at the bottom, if you scroll a little bit, you'll see that there is a automatic extension adder, let's say. So you don't have to put .html. You can just simply call it like that, and then this will pop up. As you can see, .html, this will add it on automatically. But for the most part, sometimes it might automatically pop up right there. But since mine doesn't right here, have it right here, and it's in all files, then you're gonna put .html. So I'm not gonna save this. I'm just go ahead. I just wanted to show you that there's different ways. So since I have a file already made that is a HTML file, I don't have to add on the .html as an extension. So I'm gonna go ahead and drag that to my single blog right here. I'm gonna go ahead and open that. Now I'm gonna just scroll to the paragraph and go ahead and do that. So remember, just delete everything in between the p tags, and then just go ahead and paste your story. Next, we can jump in with the images. So there's two ways of doing it. This one don't have a image, but we can just put that in Google, paste it. And a lot of images you can use are free. Some have like licensing fees and things like that, copyrights and all this stuff. So you can you can click this one. Let's say open it in a new tab right here. So there you go. So now there's two ways of doing it. You can download it, download your image from Google. Simply, put it in your image folder and then just call it just like we have right here, and just place it right there. Another way you can do it is just using this address. So it might be long, so I'm gonna go ahead and copy that, and now I'm gonna just go ahead and place it in between the quotes. So that should be good. Now we're gonna go to the title here, and smartphone addiction. The date, whatever date it is August 8th. I just put that. Of course, the author is somebody else, but you're gonna put your name right here. I just put mine, Peter D. All right, we'll go ahead and save that. Now we are good with the social links and things like that. So let's go ahead and find a video for this now. So we're gonna go back to Google, got my smart addictions, put videos, and anything you want, you can choose whatever. But like I say, if you use YouTube, it's much easier, much faster. But if you want to download or you have your own video you like to use, that is perfectly fine. And now since we already have our iframe and everything else, I just want to get the source. Now if you look right here, actually yeah, I'm gonna show you something real fast. So I'm gonna just copy paste the whole thing. So right here, this width and height will not matter because in the CSS, which would be right here, and if you find your iframe or video, which will be located right here just above the article social, I already have the width to 100%, the height to 350. So you don't necessarily need to keep this. You can go ahead and delete that. So that's why I say you can just get the source and that's it. You don't have to worry about copy and pasting the whole thing. So I'm gonna just do that again. Just get the source. Just go ahead and delete all this and then put the source in there and paste that and go ahead and save it. Now obviously you can look at it by doing the same thing, right click and opening it with Google, then you can check it out. So we scroll down, so we got our image, you got our little paragraph, and now we got our phone. So you can link it like that. And another way is how we're going to do it, which is going to be in your home page. So you click on home, that's what you want. You want to see that image and the title right there. So let's open your index page and just scroll a little bit right here. And you'll see your tech news, and you can go ahead and delete that. Just put your smartphone addiction. And then you go ahead and copy and paste that into the next one. So these are two different titles. Well, this bottom one is for mobile, and the top one is for desktop. And I'll show you after we go through this. So now that we got our title in there, let's go ahead and save that and let's see what happens. Refresh. All right, I got my title. Now for the image. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing. I'm not gonna download it. I'm gonna just simply put it in the image. Now remember, to find your image, is the img source, and in between those quotes is where you're gonna put your image. So go ahead and paste that in there. Go ahead and save it. Refresh. All right, so I got my image now. So when I hover, I see my title, and now the image. So next is gonna be to use your anchor tags, which is this A tag right here. And this is basically gonna point to your blog. So I'm just go here, simply just copy that and put it right there in between the quotes. And like I said, you need the .html for it can work. So I'm gonna go ahead and save that. Refresh. So now we should be good. Got my image, got my title. Now when I click it, I go to my blog and scroll down. All right, so that's how it works. So now everything's good. Everything is gravy. And now the same thing goes if once you're done, next week you want to write another blog, you can simply copy and paste this right over your first one. So therefore it ends up in that order. So I'm gonna save that, and I'll just rewind the video if you have to go through the process again. But I'm not. I'm gonna just go ahead and show you that. Of course, there is gonna be a new box. So you got your first story right here. Now your newest story will be right here. And like I said, just go through the process of getting your text ready, getting your image, writing your title, and things like that. So now that we have written it, so let's jump into your single blog one. And now, like I said, with the meta tags, you're going to scroll all the way up, and then simply right here, I'm just going to put all your keywords. So smartphone, addiction, addicted to smartphones, and so on and so forth. As many things as you can come up with, that's how you're going to do it. Same thing goes right here. If you're addicted to smartphones, read the blog. Stuff like that. Real fast, real simple. So next, I'm going to talk about forms.